You are skilled, to be sure. Few could have slain even one of those abominations, let alone 3.
Stranger of Paradise is the new action-based Final Fantasy reimagining game from Square Enix and Team Ninja launching on March 18th. And I have some initial impressions of this really cool, new, bold direction for Final Fantasy. I'm really excited to share my thoughts with you. I think this game is going to be really, really, really cool, and I want to talk a little bit about why you should be excited to get in there and kill Chaos too. So let's hop in. This is Stranger of Paradise.
Perhaps. Yet a question still weighs on my mind, warriors of the Dark Crystals. Why court danger so eagerly?
All I care about is seeing Chaos dead. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger, a thirst.
Up ahead!
I don't stand a chance. Having played 3 demos, discussed ad nauseum with my best Final Fantasy buddy, and read every tweet from the official account, I can officially say it, I'm really, really excited for Stranger of Paradise. First unveiled as part of Square Enix livestream in 2021, Stranger of Paradise is a bold new direction for the Final Fantasy franchise. In fact, the game is a reimagined retelling of the original Final Fantasy, with some interesting twists already revealed through the 3 demos. So why am I excited for this game, and why should you be? My favorite Final Fantasy game would have to be Final Fantasy XI, the first MMO one before 14, that I have been playing since it launched in spring of 2001. I love Final Fantasy XI. It remains for me the perfect video game. Intense battles, adventures with friends, lots of gear to chase, a compelling narrative, stats that matter, customizable jobs and loadouts, amazing music, stunningly beautiful areas. The list goes on. What's interesting here is this. I could say all those same things about Stranger of Paradise. From what I've played so far, this game has some real depth. There are combos, skill trees, weapon skills, and gear with important stats and perks. There's a slashing, piercing, blunt damage weakness system, just like in 11, and an elemental weakness system, just like in 11, that affects how much damage you can do to enemies and bosses of opposite damage and elemental types. Toss in classic Final Fantasy enemies like bombs, goblins, and yes, even chaos, and right from the gate you have an exciting premise for a fun and alluring action game. This is where Stranger of Paradise and Final Fantasy XI differ. Stranger of Paradise is a hardcore action game similar to Elden Ring and Dark Souls, but with that Final Fantasy magic and panache. And although I've only played the demo versions, based on the screenshots and locations revealed so far, it looks like Stranger of Paradise is going to be a walk down nostalgia lane here, with several famous locations from other Final Fantasy games, including, maybe, the infamous Delphix Tower from Final Fantasy XI making appearances as levels here. So for me, this game is checking a lot of those 11 boxes that I love. Gear, grinding, graphics, groups, and any other G words you can think of. Maybe even leave some G words in the comments below. And then we have the multiplayer. Not only is Stranger of Paradise a super fun solo adventure, but 2 friends can jump in anytime and join your battles. I tried this process with the newest demo released this week before the game's official release on March 18th, and it was refreshingly simple and actually worked. Usually, when my friends and I try to play together, we end up fumbling through network settings and tutorials for 2 hours before we actually play anything. Then we fight something for 10 minutes and go to bed. Here, I made a session. I became the host right from inside of a selected mission, and then sent my friend an invite, and he joined as either Ash or Jed. This is where it gets a little tricky, but the system actually works better than most. There are 3 characters in this game, Jack, Jed, and Ash. As the host of the multiplayer game, I'm always going to be Jack. I can specify which companion I want my friends to control and which I want to remain an AI. When my friend joins, they take over the specified NPC and they collect random loot from chests, bosses, etc., just like me as the host. Then, when that friend leaves, all of that collected gear goes back to their game with them and transfers to their version of Jack. Sounds a little complicated, but ultimately it means a friend can join and earn gear and rewards, and not just join to help kill a boss, similar to the way that Dark Souls works. I really like the nuance here, and it feels well thought through and not just a last-minute add-on.
My mission is to kill Chaos. That's all I know.
I'm very excited for this game. Releasing on March 18th, early access if you pre-order. I can't wait to see what classic Final Fantasy locations are here. I'm pumped to adventure with my friends, fight awesome Final Fantasy monsters, level up jobs, weapons, and gear, and hopefully, maybe, by the end, kill Chaos. I really, really need to kill Chaos. I don't really have time for this preview because I have to go kill Chaos. But really, people, don't sit on this one. This game might surprise you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments section. I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel. That would really help support the work I'm trying to do here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoy Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins.
There's no medicine, is there?
Is there something you want? When are we gonna fight Chaos? All this monster hunting is a pain in the ass. All I care about is seeing Chaos dead. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger, a thirst. Does that answer your question?